Hello, all you beautiful souls out there. I'm Alyssa. Welcome back to Returning to You, the real you before all of life's messiness, addictions, divorce, people pleasing, all of it showed up. This week, I wanted to talk about addiction. We all have our stuff, right? Now, I know a big one for me was always alcohol. And I know a lot of you out there understand how alcohol can get its claws into you. It's the only drug that we have to explain why we're not using it. It's so ingrained in our culture. Don't get me started on the mommy wine culture. Being a parent is so hard. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. I need my mommy juice. I mean, I was there. No judgment. I was totally there. It's everywhere. It's very socially acceptable. Alcohol is a big one for me. I ran to it so that I could numb, not have to deal with that voice inside of me that told me I wasn't good enough. I wasn't lovable. I didn't want to have to feel that, think that. It seemed like a solution for me. Plus, I found myself around the party people who were like, I love you, man. It was fun. I did have a lot of fun. Yeah. It was fun until it wasn't. Yeah. And if you're still watching this video, you might be at a point where, not as fun. How did I recognize that I had a problem? This is a big one, especially with alcohol, because it's sneaky, it's cunning, it's baffling, it's powerful. It finds any little crack or weakness that you have, and it'll slither in, make you feel like you're in control, but you're not. How did I finally recognize I had a problem? For me, I tried to quit many times on my own. And I would quit for like a month to 3 months. And so I thought I was okay. I'm like, I can control it. Well, what would happen is something would come up. I would still be planning not to drink, but I remember my in-laws coming to visit and we went out to dinner, and I just remember feeling like not enough. I wanted to fit in. I felt uncomfortable, like I wanted to fit in. They were ordering drinks and I ordered a drink. I had maybe 1 or 2 that night, and I'm like, oh, look, I can have 1 or 2 drinks. Well, what happened with me is that, I had 1 or 2 drinks that night. And then a few days later, it was the weekend. So I'm like, oh, it's the weekend. I'm going to drink, right? Well, then it went into, it's the middle of the week. It's Wednesday hump day. Let's celebrate getting halfway through the week. So I drank. And then it slowly progressed into an everyday thing. Whereas I didn't need an excuse. I'm going to come up with, am I happy? Celebrate? Yeah. Have a drink. Am I sad? I need a drink. Is it beautiful outside? I need a drink. Oh, is it cold and crappy? I'm stuck inside. I need a drink. Am I on vacation? I need a drink. Is it Monday? I need a drink. It goes on and on. You get the point. Don't need an excuse. Any excuse will do. That's when I started to notice it. Ooh, maybe I'm not as in control as I think. I'll tell you what, I was never one of those drinkers that ended up in jail yet. I did not hurt or kill myself or someone else yet. I didn't lose my home or my marriage or my job yet. Everything on the outside looked okay. But inside, I was suffering. I know what it's like to tell yourself you're not going to drink and be so resolved, not going to do it. And then middle of the night, the next morning, waking up, that there's a split second where I would forget about the night before. Just a brief moment. I'd be like, oh, maybe I didn't drink. And then the weight of the world fell down on me when I remembered, fuck, I did it again. I drank again. And that shame and that guilt and that weight is hell on earth. I know what that feeling is. So it didn't matter what was happening externally. I was broken inside. And that was day after day after day. Groundhog Day, nightmare, Groundhog Day. And I emphasized the word yet when I was talking about things that hadn't happened to me, because I was on my way there. Absolutely. By the grace of God, by some miracle, that stuff didn't happen to me, but guaranteed it would have. I think for me, what helped to recognize finally that I had a problem is, well, one, I kept Googling, am I an alcoholic? Over and over, and Google every time's like, yes, you are. And I'm like, screw you, Google. I don't like you anyway. If it was today, I'd be like, Chat GPT, I have a question for you. Please give me the answer I want to hear. Didn't want to hear it. You're not going to be ready to hear it unless you're ready. I'm kind of making a joke about that because now I can laugh about it, but if you're Googling, am I an alcoholic? There's your answer, right? I digress. Well, I was Googling, do I have a problem? I knew I had a problem. What helped me is number one, I told on myself. I told one person, it was kind of my spiritual coach at the time, that I was going to quit drinking and that I had a problem. If you have one person in your life, you can tell on yourself that you're going to do this. It's huge. Because when you speak the words, telling on yourself, it's out there. Okay? It helps. Just one person. If you don't have anyone that you can tell that to, there's a lot of online options, people in the sober space. You know, me, for example, you can send me a message if you need some support. I'm doing the recovery thing. But there should be, hopefully, maybe one person in your life. Just tell them that you're going to quit drinking. Number two, listening to other people's stories is huge. This was key in me getting help. When you hear other people's stories, they can be from all walks of life. You start to hear the similarities between your experience and everyone else who's struggling with addiction. Again, the stories are different, but the underlying message is the same. This is something that has gotten out of control. And I want something different. Like, I'm not going to live the rest of my life like this. Like, no, like, I don't know what to do. Listen to other people's stories. Get on the recovery podcasts. Listen to other people's stories and start hearing the common theme that, yeah, I might have a problem here. Another thing I did, I ordered a drinking memoir book off of Amazon. I think it was called Drink, but it was about a mom who had a drinking problem, and it was her story. Since I'm a mom, I really, I wanted to read about someone else's experience. That might help too. If you find someone that you can relate to, read about their experience. If you're anything like me, you don't know anyone doing the sober thing or working a recovery program. So that's why it's so helpful to go out and just hear other people's stories, read about other people's stories. Also, just some sort of community is also very key. Like you can find online recovery forums. There's lots of options. I love 12-step programs. I know I needed to do something different. I had quit on my own before, but I wanted to stay stopped. I didn't want to go back out. So I went to a 12-step meeting. I knew I needed to connect with people in my community. And it's a beautiful thing. No matter what community you find in the recovery space, you feel connection, which is the opposite of addiction. Addiction is you're isolating, you're in your own head, you're all alone. Connection is the opposite of that, connecting with other people, sharing your struggles, your pain, your triumphs, being each other's cheerleaders. It's a beautiful thing. And also being able to share with another person. It's so healing. Whatever you're struggling with, that pain, that challenge, you can connect to someone else who's going through that. There's someone down the line who's struggling now, will be struggling, who's going to find inspiration from you. I promise. And it's so healing for you to be able to share with someone else. That's it. You're able to keep the gift if you give it away. The only way you keep the gift is if you give it away. I thought I'd share this today because I know there's a lot of people out there who are struggling and want something different. If you want something different, do something different. I know it's very simple to say, but what's something different that you can do? You're not alone. I promise there's light on the other side of it. I'm living proof of it. Never in a million years did I think I'd be over 6 years sober and going through the hardest time in my life, but I'm thriving because I trust myself now. I show up for myself now. I love myself now. That is the true miracle, and you can have that too. Tell on yourself, listen to and read about other people's stories. There's a whole community out there waiting to help you. You just need to take a little baby step. It's going to get better. Like and subscribe if you want more content like this. I'm also on Instagram, Recovered People Pleaser, and there's a link below in the description with a free meditation and mindfulness planner. Sending love and light. Have a great week.